Hey Pops, what's up? Just say something.
Hey Bobs, love ya.
My dad got the name MatkaMan from me, actually, but matkas are a red Indian clay pot traditionally used for storing water. And over the past 6-7 years, my dad has placed around 80 to 90 of these on 20 plus stands in our neighborhood, which is the southern part of Delhi. And he fills these daily using a van that he's customized and engineered. It has a 70-litre tank in it. This provides drinking water for a lot of people who don't have access to any drinking water. But MatkaMan is a lot more than that. Perhaps the name wasn't so good because my dad he's done a lot more things, and he still does a lot more than just provide people with drinking water. I visit India about twice a year, and every time I come, he's got a new idea, a new project, a new way to help people in need. Because that's what he's about. He really wants to help people. With his matka stands, there's often a bicycle pump and oil to maintain bicycles. And he now also provides tire tubes and cycle bells at a subsidized rate. He has started an omelette stand at the top of our road. So he provides free breakfast to women and children and subsidized breakfast to men. He's very, very attentive to the nutritional value of things that he provides. So there's like 12 ingredients in the omelets apart from the egg itself. And he also gives us like a herbal jaggery tea with it. And he gives apples. It's winter time now. And he also distributes jackets, blankets, and other warm clothes, as well as flasks. In the summertime, you might find him with cucumbers or fruits, or anything. He just observes something, he gets an idea, and he just does it. I can't keep up with my father. His mind is always working. He's always figuring stuff out. So to me, MatkaMan is not really about matkas. It's sort of a life philosophy. The water project that started the whole thing is sort of just a symbol of everything that we all should be doing. I think MatkaMan is more an ethos of being a superhero, maybe an ordinary superhero. But let me stop there and let you listen to this first part of the interview. Can you tell me that story, Pops, with the tree and the boy?
This was some time ago, and I just put these matkas on a new location, and just happened to be there happened to be the ideal spot over there happened to be a tree, so I put these matkas around a tree, and then I put my telephone number on the tree. I secured my telephone number on the tree, and left. And perhaps that evening at about 8 o'clock or so, I had a call from this young boy who, I say young because I recognized from his voice he was quite young, thanking me for the kind of service I was doing to the community and all that. But he said he had one problem with what I've done there. So I said, "What's the problem?" So he said, I've nailed my telephone number to the tree to secure the telephone number to the tree, and he said, as a consequence, the tree is in pain. And he didn't really tell me. He just told me that, and then and left, and politely left the phone. So when I put the phone down, my daughter was there, and a foreign guest was there also. So I asked the foreign guest what he thought about it, and he said he thought he was very silly, this boy, and my daughter didn't really have an answer. And so in the morning, early in the morning, I went and I took the telephone number out and the nail out, and I just put a wire around telephone number and secure it to the tree. So when my daughter and the foreign guest later on, when they got up and they asked me what did I decide, I said I've decided I've taken the nail out, and I said even if the tree is not is not in pain, which is something which has not been proven anyway, I said this young boy is in pain. So I think it's worth just to release that boy from pain, because it would be more than pain. It would be that he actually picked up the phone and told the perpetrator that what I had done, and the perpetrator didn't even bother to correct it. I'm witnessing pain on a daily basis, because I'm in that arena, of serving poverty, so like I give out free jackets, in the winter, and all that. Why? Because I see people shivering, children shivering, adults, shivering, asking me, can I have a cup of tea? And and they tell me right from the beginning, I don't have any money, although I'm selling tea free, So everything I do is to restore some sort of what's the opposite of pain?
Pleasure, but not pleasure really.
No.
You're talking about.
I'm trying to reduce pain in whatever I'm doing, whether I'm serving tea or whether I'm serving omelets or whatever I'm doing. I'm constantly, because I see pain, I see people in distress,
But not everyone talks to people or is concerned about their problems. Forget poor people, just each other. Why do you think that you have this special need to help people?
I think to help people is in our DNA. It's in the human DNA. What stops us from helping or giving is greed.
So you think most people are greedy?
Yes, because they want it all for themselves.
You don't think there's any other reason why people don't?
What other reason can there be?
Maybe fear, or
fear of giving.
Fear. Maybe fear of talking to other people, and maybe I think a lot of it's like fear of helping someone, but it's like a never-ending helping thing. Like here, if you help someone, it's not as if then all their problems are solved. I mean, with anyone, you help someone and then you get embroiled in a. I think people might think that you get embroiled in a never-ending sort of helping cycle.
No, why should that frighten you? When you have a child, it's never-ending. Your attachment, your pain, your sorrow with that child is never-ending.
True, but there's only so many children you can really care for, isn't there?
Yes, I don't think I can solve the world's problems. I don't even think I can solve the few people I'm serving, their problems. I can solve some aspects of their problems for that moment. A man needs a tire. At that moment in time, I can give him a cheap tire and tube.
So is that what you think other people should be doing also?
I think so. I think we are a community of one. We're all afraid of something. What are we afraid of?
Yeah, I don't know either what we're afraid of, Pops. But we are afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. Like, why are there security guards? So many of them. I don't even know what they're doing.
And the security guards blocking people from coming into the colony. And then you have a security guard outside your house.
But are there thefts?
Yes, there are thefts. I'm not saying there aren't any thefts, but you're not going to cure the thefts by just putting all these security guards everywhere. How come there are still thefts? If you're better to the community, then the community becomes your security guards.
But you have had some instances of vandalism at your stands.
Well, I've had instances of poverty expressing itself. So the vandalism you're talking about is sometimes my matkas are broken by alcoholism, and that is because people need water for drinking. So you see, some poor guy must be sitting on the bench and having a drink, and then must have gotten into a fight between themselves, and then in the process of that fight they broke my matkas. Sometimes the matkas go missing, so that means somebody stolen it. Now who would steal a matka? Only a poor man would steal a matka. Who would, no affluent man would take a matka and put it in his house. It's only a poor man who would do that. So that is poverty. I don't. I forgive him. Because if he had called me up and said, sir, can I have a matka, I would have given it to him. But I suppose you don't think of all these things, maybe he doesn't even have a phone to call me. When each of my stands has a telephone number there,
So crime is a manifestation of poverty?
One of the manifestations of crime is poverty, but also greed.
Yeah, two types: crime perpetrated by poor people and crime perpetrated by rich people.
By rich people, by greed. I want more positive change. I don't know how to get there. I know the methods now which will work. Money will work. Political power will work.
You don't think your kindness and selflessness that you demonstrate, you don't think that it changes people?
Well, it changes people to a small extent. You need big leaps.
What kind of leap would you want to see?
If say for example our neighbor was a really mean person, and he then decided, oh, maybe I should also put a matka outside my house, and he puts one matka outside our house. That's only a small step. He has to take big leaps like I have done. Stage by stage I've taken big leaps, and to the point where now I've come to where money has no value for me. It has only value when I can give it to somebody needy.
But not everyone can live like that, right? I mean, not everyone has the money or the time. Maybe they're working or they have young children, so those small steps, if everyone made them, would amount to large steps.
I suppose that's true, but if you have giving in you already, if you released it, if you release that potential to give, then it goes beyond that single matka. Even if it's not your time, you follow me. You're saying you may have children, you may have you may have other commitments, or you may not have money, but giving has so many different forms. You can give in so many. Giving doesn't just have to be giving jackets and giving matka water. There must be so many other ways of giving. I mean, take for example, I always think about it. If a doctor, if he had his own ambulance, if he had his own ambulance, he can always use the ambulance to get to work and to get back, and on the way he can just park it somewhere and treat a few patients there and move on to the house. If you really want to give, because the doctors can give, and what does it cost? It doesn't cost a lot to have an ambulance.
So everyone should give in their own way.
Yes, because we are a community. We cannot live independently. We cannot live without, helping one another. It's like that man, we went for tea this morning and he was talking to you. All he wanted was some companionship, somebody to talk about his thing. He probably didn't find anyone, so he just found us, and he was just joking away happily and talking to us. So rather than turn your head away and say, oh, he's only a cab driver or whatever, you just give him a smile, and that's giving also. Giving is also being sincere. When you say good morning, good evening, Natasha, good night, Natasha, it's being sincere. And that sincerity has to come from within. I'm not making any tall claims that I'm the most sincere man in this world, I'm the most non-deception man in this world. I'm saying I'm on that journey. I recognize that these are the essential tools you need to be a good community worker. And I'm learning along the way, and I think I will learn right till my last breath. Sincerity just doesn't come, it's there in you, but you have to keep undoing it, You have to keep undoing it.
So MatkaMan it's not just about matkas for you then?
No. It's a lot more. It's working with the community. It's given me a good platform to say, here folks, this is what I do. Sometimes I get up at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock at night in the summers, go out filling up water. So it reduces Vishnu's work in the morning, because it gets so busy. So it's a platform. But just also there is a great there's a problem in also being sincere, because the other person might also think that sincerity is also a deception.
But that's their problem, kind of, in a way. You can't. There's nothing you can do about that. And anyway, you faced that, didn't you, in the beginning of MatkaMan?
Yeah, I still face it. People don't like somebody to be sincere, to be honest and straightforward, and But I remember my counselor telling me, don't think this save the world journey is going to be a really easy, nice journey. People are going to make it very difficult for you at times.
But Pops, isn't it like, I think at the beginning people didn't believe you were being sincere, and that's kind of because of the world we live in. There's so much corruption and deception everywhere that you kind of it seems impossible that someone should be so giving at this time. But I think it goes back to what you said. You've always done everything with sincerity, and after some time there's no way of flawing you, really. And even I think that's something about sincerity. If you're sincere, even when you make mistakes, you can't be flawed, really, because you just admit them. You can't. No one can tell you anything if you say, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I made a mistake."